guys, welcome back to Just Being Booky. You may notice if you were here 2 weeks ago that yes, I am in the same outfit. It is still dark, actually darker than it was in that video because it suddenly decided to get more dark and ominous outside. But it's because it's the same day and I have been behind for recording, so I really want to get some content done. I think I will be recording one more video after this, so this is the review of the audiobooks, The Fifth Wave and The Infinite Sea. Not me almost forgetting the name of the book. But, yeah. So I only listen to it on audiobook. I do not own either of them, which is actually kind of surprising. I don't know how I found it on audiobook before I found it physically, except for the fact that that means it probably just wasn't at the thrift store, because I do most of my book shopping at the thrift store, unless I get Barnes & Noble gift cards. So yeah. So I listened to The Fifth Wave, the first one, audiobook like a month ago or so. I don't know. It was before my summer intensives, which were for 3 weeks, and it's like a week and a half ago that they ended, sadly. But and then The Infinite Sea I finished or started. Well, here's the thing. I started The Infinite Sea audiobook before intensives. I didn't listen to it for all 3 weeks of intensives, but somehow I got to 7 hours and something minutes, or 7 hours and something minutes into the book, and at the time when I came back to it the week after intensives, I had no memory of all the events that led up to that point. I was trying so hard to remember the course of events, and it just started raining. Well then. Yeah, it's raining, not just a car. Yes, I was trying so hard to remember. I could remember bits and pieces and a little bit more after I thought, but it just was not working, and I was so scared to go back and restart it because I didn't want to be like, yeah, but I already know this the entire time, like I was when I was physically reading Eldest in Aragon, Eldest in the Inheritance Cycle, the second book, which is after Aragon, because I kept not going back to it, then restarting it, and then getting bored because I already knew everything and all that stuff. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. I did remember the events as they came along, but I restarted it and all was well. I did not implode. It did not explode. Obviously, but whatever. But then I finished that. I hope I remember to put a time step over here for those who don't want to listen to my crazy story time. On to the review. So, for the first one, or just for both of them as a whole, they are definitely not, like, my main attraction is the plot. Let's just go with that, and the storyline. Because otherwise, if the plot wasn't so good and intriguing and drawing me in, I probably would not have continued reading these or listening to these and on to the second one. There's also a third one that I need to start. Wait, did I start that already? I think I might have. Anyway. Focusing now, I hope. But, as I was saying, it's not typically something that I would keep reading if it wasn't for the such good writing of the plot and the storyline, just because, like, there's a lot of references and subjects, and there's a fair amount of bad words in there, which I am not a fan of, but I mean, it's basically a dystopian, and they are basically the last few people on Earth, so I can kind of give them a little bit of slack for that, because, you know, that kind of situation doesn't always evoke the best of feelings. Not that I would know personally, but, you know, that's kind of besides the point. I don't even know what I rated it. Was it like a 3.75 or something? I should really start remembering what I rated my books. Okay, so the first one I rated a 4 stars. Which, if it hadn't been for some of the subject matters, the references, and language, I would have probably rated it a 5-star because the storyline is that good. And so in-depth, so many details, so many plot twists. The second book, giant plot twist. Be warned. But you kind of have to read the first book in order to get... I mean, there were plenty of plot twists in the first book too, but the second book, giant plot twist. It was crazy. And if I don't get my mind off of that right now, I am just going to be staring into the tree outside my window for the entirety of the time I'm supposed to be recording. So moving on. So about the books, So basically, let's see if I can get a good description. Basically, end of the world, alien invasion, tons of things that are wiping out the human population because they need the Earth for some reason, and they can't have the humans for some reason. There's so many layers. I'm trying not to spoil the entire series. Well, no, I'd be spoiling the entire 2 books because I haven't read the 3rd one yet, so there's that. I keep wanting to grab the book, but unless I can grab this image, it's not gonna work. The image that actually isn't even on the screen while I'm talking, I'm gonna be adding it later and editing, which is so funny how we do that. Don't mind me. Well, I'd like it if you minded me some, but you know. Anyway, I don't know. I'm way too happy to be in front of the camera again. Alien invasion, dystopian, end of the world, yada yada yada. People dying, population dwindling. I am saying that way too casually. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's as much as I can go into without it spoiling the book. I am sorry, that is a very not ideal way of putting things. But, oh yeah, and there's definitely love, romantic subjects that go on throughout the series. I mean, like, it's not huge, but it's definitely there, which is part of, some of those parts are part of what I'm not a huge fan of. Like, if it was done a little differently, it's mature. Like, it's not like immature. It's not like inappropriately mature, but it's more mature than I would prefer. Yeah. But you might absolutely love it. I don't know. I mean, if you're looking at this, then you probably will, because it probably will pique your interest just based on the title and the way that it looks. I don't know, honestly. Oh, I need to take a darn thumbnail photo for this video. Anyway, I think that's really all that I have to say for these books right now. I don't think I'm going to be doing a spoiler alert one, just because most of the stuff that I would be saying, I don't really want to talk about out loud in particular. Like, that makes it sound so bad. It's not that bad. It's me. It's not it. It's me. For a book. Anyway, let me cut myself short here, and I will see you guys next week, or in about 2 minutes if I decide to record another one. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, see you guys next week. Bye. I forgot to mention, I hid Bookie again in somewhere in this video. That direction does not necessarily indicate I haven't hidden him yet. I'm not in editing mode. But if you were here 2 weeks ago, I think, you will have heard the announcement of that I'm starting to hide my little Bookie character in my videos. You will see him on the thumbnail. That is not where he is hidden. It's literally in my video. So let me know down in the comments if you spotted him. And if you like this, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Thank you. Bye.